Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. We are the first group for tutor PGT202A. Today, our presentation is about explain the importance of classroom assessment to teacher, student, parent, school, and the board of education. This second question, describe the meaning of assessment, evaluations, measurement, and testing. My name is Intan Norainina binti Jamaluddin. I am the first presenter. I will present the introductions and the importance of classroom assessment to teacher. What is assessment? The word assess comes from the Latin verb assidere, meaning to sit with. In assessment 1, is supposed to sit with the learner. This implies it is something we do with and for student and not to student. Crane 1999. Assessment is a critical step in the learning process. It determines whether or not the course learning objective have been met. A learning objective is what students should know or be able to do by the time a lesson is complete. Okay, assessment also affects many facets of education, including student grade, placement, and advancement, as well as curriculum, instructional needs, and school funding. Assessment also made us to inspire us to ask the hard question. Okay, for example, are we teaching what we think we are teaching? Are students learning what they are supposed to learning? Or is there a way to teach the subject better, thereby promoting better learning? Okay, from that, we know why assessment is very important in education. Okay, the next slide is the importance of classroom assessment to teacher. Okay, there are 2 points. The first, to inform and guide teaching and learning. Second, help teacher to see if their teaching has been effective. First, to inform and guide teaching and learning. A good classroom assessment plan gather evidence of student learning that inform teachers' instructional decision. Okay, to plan effective instructions, teacher need to know what the student misunderstand and where the misconceptions. It to help teacher to formulate the next teaching step. A good classroom assessment plan provide a road map for student. Okay, the next point is help teacher to see if their teaching has been effective. Assessment allow teacher to ensure students learn what they need to know in order to meet the course learning objective. Okay, for example, Miss Mary is biology teacher for Form 5. After finishing the unit on cell division, she gave the test. Upon grading the test, Miss Mary realized the average class grade was a 68%, far below the cut-off line for passing. Miss Mary can easily see this, that her student didn't fully learn cell division. So this tells her that she need to revisit the unit on cell divisions and determine why her student failed the exam. Maybe she may need to try a different teaching learning or teaching strategy, or maybe she did not spend enough time to difficult material.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nora Farah Izzati binti Mazin. Today I would like to share with all of you about the importance of classroom assessment for students and parents. The importance of school assessment for students are first, to reflect and demonstrate their thinking. Second is improving their skills to face the reality. First, reflect and demonstrate their thinking. To do all these things, a student should have self-assessment, which engage to the goal setting. Self-assessment is a very powerful mechanism to increase their learning skills by reflecting to every action that had been taken. While goal setting is a process that they need to use to formulate the goals to accomplish what they want to achieve. So the first step is set goals. If someone want to set goals, if someone want to achieve something, he need to have their own target. For example, Ali want to get A in his science subject. So after he set the goals, he need to plan how to approach or how to get the A in the science subject. For example, he can do first timetable, and secondly is make a group discussion to discuss about the topics. And third is monitor the progress. Monitor the progress by using the assessment from the test, quizzes, and presentation and so on. So from that assessment, he need to reflect. He need to do reflection whether the result that he get from the assessment is approaching to the goals or not. So after reflect on the progress, automatically he will find strength and weakness of the product. If the result is if he got the best result, so he need to continue the progress. If not, so he need to replan and improve the weakness by lead to the new iteration. Today, the world is keep changing and become more challenging. So the student should prepare their mental and physical to face all these things. So they cannot just focus on the basic readings or arithmetic skills. They need to improve and keep improving themselves by having a critical thinking so that they can make analysis and can do inference and have encouragement to take any action to face the reality. So school assessment can help the student to get all the things. For example, through discussion and presentation, students are able to first can participate in the group work. When we talk about the group work, it will definitely the students or the group will keep changing their ideas and opinions to make a best and good result. Okay, so second, they will also have a brief to do or to make their own decision, and at last they can brief to take action. Second is have the chance to express in speech and writing. When we are in discussion or presentation, we'll also our confidence level and also increase our vocab before we speak in front of the people. Okay, third is make cooperation with friends and teachers. Alright, right now we will proceed to the importance of classroom assessment to parents. The importance are first to appreciate and understand the children's effort. Second is support the children in motivation and learning. To appreciate and understand the children's effort, the parents can use the school assessment to observe, record, and reflect their children's learning. From that, they can see their children's progress, effort, successes, and achievements over the time. Giving present is the one of the way to show the appreciation for every action or every effort that had been done by them. So appreciation also can be in the form of support and motivation. So let's go to the point number 2. Point number 2, we want to talk about support and motivation for learning. As a parent, first they need to give enough nutrition and sleep for their child. Second, provide conducive space to study and get information about the children's progression. Okay, give enough nutrition by referring to the food pyramid. Make sure the student got enough sleep so that they can have a good mental health physical health, and have a quality of life and safety. Provide conducive place to study. For example, make sure the study place have a table and the surrounding is in the study mood, so that the child can be more focused on their works. Okay, get information about the children progression from the teachers, so that the parents can know the condition of the child, whether the child is in stress mode or in the natural state.
Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. My name is Sharifah Sheril binti Said Ali. My matric number is 143272. Alright, my topic is about importance of classroom assessment to school and the Board of Education. The importance of classroom assessment to school is school can now development of student level in every subject systematically. The school also can know the strength and the weakness certain subject based on the assessment made by the teachers. It also helps the teachers to solve the problem if the teacher not achieve the objective in learning. School also need implement for student about project, module and more. On some subjects, student must balance their cognitive, emotional, spiritual and psychomotor for student better in their study. Then classification the student to a relevant field or class based on their achievement. So the school will make 3 to 4 class according to years and also the student achievement every years. Student are able to follow what teacher learning with content the school or teacher makes for them. Furthermore, school can know which students are qualified and help school represent in academic or co-curriculum. The student can know what their advantage, what school give to them. It also important assessment to school because school have classification the student to a level field or class based on their achievement. So school can give them proposal to students for them know their future after school. For example, in Form 4, we can choose or the school choose for us to go to skills school, literature or pure science. Right, now we move to abroad of education. Abroad of education in Malaysia, like Minister of Education, District Education Officer and more, they update the system of co-curriculum based on level mastery of the student. They must know development of student in all aspects, also help teachers improve their teaching. For example, if the student can't improve or learning English so well, the Minister of Education can try to change the topic parallel of their age and idea. Based on level of them can apply. They also can make some program in school to attract students, love to learn some things new and have skill in communication for their future. Alright, then a board of education also a guide for school for important document to be used for manage the school. It also for school get up to date the important information. School also need to record all the thing they do and evidence for school achievement. The report must send to board of education so the data of school and student can be traced and keep by them. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, I am Alia Farhana binti Abdul Ghaffar. Next, I will continue with the second question, the definition of assessment and evaluation. As we all know, assessment is a process of gathering information for making decisions to facilitate teaching and learning. Assessment is also a fact-finding activity that describes conditions that exist at a particular time. In the classroom, Assessment refers to all the processes and products which are used to describe the nature and the extent of pupils' learning. These also take cognizance of the degree of the correspondent learning with the objective instruction. There are a few instruments which are often used for assessment in the classroom. For example, questionnaire method, tests, and quizzes. For questionnaire method, teachers can give questionnaire to the student to gather information about their understanding regarding the topic or the progress that they have been done to make sure they are well prepared about the topic and understand the topic better. Teachers also can give quizzes at the end of the class to identify and assess the understanding of their student. Next is evaluation. Evaluation is a process of assigning value judgment on student performance. It is concerned with the application of findings and implies some judgment of effectiveness, process, or progress in terms of carefully defined and agreed upon objective or values. Evaluation also calls for evidence of effectiveness, suitability, or goodness of the program. There are two types of evaluation, which are formative evaluation and summative evaluation. Formative evaluation is to find out whether the student is able to do whatever they are previously unable to do. For example, in the practical class, the student before they didn't know how to conduct an acid-base experiment. Then now after they are learning, they know how to handle or conduct an acid-based learning experiment. Summative evaluation is to determine whether the broad objective of the program have been achieved. For example, Ahmad scored 80% in the spelling test. Ahmad is an exceptional student. This shows that Ahmad has achieved the objective of the program, which is he get an outstanding marks for the spelling test. There are a few purposes of evaluation. The first one is evaluation help to identify the student growth in acquiring knowledge, skills, and attitude. Evaluation also help the teachers to identify the effectiveness of their teaching technique and learning materials. Evaluation also help to motivate the student to learn more as they discovered their progress in a given task. Lastly, evaluation also encourages the student in the sense of discipline and systematic study habit.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Afifah Izzati binti Suki. Okay, I will continue with the next presentation with the title about testing. What is testing? Do you all guys know what is testing? Let me explain for you guys. First of all, testing refers to a tool or instrument or method to help the teacher describe and understand an attribute. So the testing is the one of the powerful tool to measure the student abilities as well as enhance their student toward learning. So this definition is supported by Brown 2004 say that the testing is a test, a method of measuring a person's abilities, knowledge, or performance in a given. So before I move on, what is testing again? Refer to a tool, instrument, or method to help the teacher to describe and understand an attribute. So I will go to the type of the test. They have 4 types of the testing from what I have studied that. Based on Wilmer Tinambunan in his book with the title Evolution of Student Achievement 1998 say that they have 4 types of tests. What is it? This is a placement test, formative test, diagnostic test, and summative test. The first one is placement test. Is about a design to help educator place a student into a particular level or section of a language, curriculum, or school. The second one is formative test. They will measure a learner level of language. Use the coach student learning during the lesson. Okay. So the third one is diagnostic test. They will help teacher and learn to identify the strength and weakness. So, and the last one is summative test. Summative test, they will intended to measure the skill and knowledge learned after some kind of instruction. The testing is used as a checkpoint at the end of the year or course to achieve how much the content student learn overall. For the example, Ahmad take exam, quiz, or and test. So the tool of testing is exam, test, and quiz. There are a purpose of testing. For the first one is determine whether students have learned what is expected to be learned through a test construct by the teacher. The second one is to find out the response from the student to see the extent student understanding of the subject. So here the teacher can find out whether the student understand or not in the topic, and to measure the progress achievement of student learning that usually done at the end of the year. And the teacher also able to evaluate the effectiveness of education program. So in short, a test is an instrument of evaluation. Is a systematic produce, describe, collection, and interpretation in order to measure the test taker achievement, ability, knowledge, performance, what they have been learned in the learning process. So alright, the next one is a measurement process of assigning number to certain attribute or construct. So the construct refer to the characteristics to measure the like reading skill, which is reading skill, mathematical achievement, mental fitness like IQ. So there will be a number involved called score to describe and the level student acquiring properties. They have 2 types of measurement. The first one is physical measurement. It's more to determine the physical. For the example, use the standard tool like ruler to measure the length of book. But most in education use a lot of construct measurement. So construct measurement is a measurement for an inseverity construct instead of having to be done indirectly during tests. So testing using measurement to support inference about student knowledge, skill, and abilities. For the example, we can see the measurement, there will be a number or percentage like Ahmad score 80% in the subject. So 18% in the subject, 80% is the score of measurement. So typically purpose of the measurement is to measure ability and level attainment by student by looking at the score obtained from the test and to describe either the student pass or fail in attribute. Therefore, to ensure this quality of measurement met, then the quality of the test used must be good.
A very good morning to our lecturer, Dr. Lim William, and all my friends. My name is Muhammad Adil Faid bin Mazlan, and my metric number is 143071. And I is the last presenter for our group presentation. Recently, my group's member Alia and Afifa already explained about testing, measurement, evaluation, and assessment. To make it easier for all of you understand it more clearly, I already attached a diagram that containing testing, measurement, evaluation, and assessment. So now, why is the assessment placed at the top of the diagram? This is because all the process below include assessment. This indirectly shows that assessment is the most important element. For example, a teacher carry out a test. From the test, the teacher will get the value of the number or mark of the student and its name as measurement. Through this measurement, the teacher can assess the abilities of a student that he teaches, whether the student is at the weak, moderate, or excellent level, and it is called an evaluation. An evaluation whether the student is at weak, medium, or excellent level. It is implemented based on the marks that obtained by a student. When the process is carried out, it allows a teacher to gather information and make decisions. So, the process is called assessment. Generally, there are two types of assessment, named as summative and formative assessment. To make it easier for my friend to understand the concept of this type of assessment, I will take an example from the school aspect. Okay. Example of summative assessment are final year exam, SPM, and so on, while formative assessment such as quiz and coursework. Both of these types of assessment are very important because they determine whether the objectives of a learning subject have been achieved or not. Through assessment, it also helps a teacher to make a lesson planning that is appropriate to the level of ability of his students. In conclusion, assessment is an element that includes testing, measurement, and evaluation. Assessment is a very important aspect in the field of education, especially for teachers, students, parents, school, and the boarder. This is because through assessment, it can indirectly create a more effective syllabus in the future in order to produce a excellent human capital. That's all from me. Thank